Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. The intention for this video is to focus our attention on the opening square between Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Why I decided to dedicate this video only on that? Because this energy that is gonna start open tomorrow during the full moon in Aquarius on 19th of August, this energy is gonna be felt over the next 14 years till 2025. So it's my intention to explain the energetics of this energy so that you can understand better, and you can come back to this video over and over, because maybe you don't understand now all the themes, but as you go through the next 14 days and the next 14 months, you will you will understand better this energy. And I trust that this information will be really helpful for you in order to navigate life, private life and business better. So let's start. So tomorrow during the full moon in Aquarius, we have this big tension between Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn retrograde in Pisces. This energy between Jupiter and Saturn, it's an energy that is not new. A lot of people, if you remember, were talking about the big conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn in December 2020, and you might remember what happened in that period. But now there is a square, so it means that there is a big tension, and out of this tension something new must emerge. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. It's gonna help my channel to grow, so thank you very much in advance. And before to continue, I would ask you to pause this video and check where Jupiter in Gemini at 17 degrees is falling in your birth chart, and where Saturn retrograde in Pisces is falling in your birth chart. If you know already, it's good. Otherwise, you just pause and check and come back. Why it's important to understand in which house? Because we have three main themes that you are asked to understand better in the next upcoming 14 months. And it's gonna impact and influence your personal evolution. So first theme, it's all about Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini that it's gonna bring, and is already bringing to you since June, a lot of opportunities, a lot of invitation, a lot of expansion in your life. Gemini represents also duality. So, for example, it might be that, for example, you can have two choices in your life and you need to decide between left or right. For example, you have two job offers that you need to decide. You have two situations in your lives, two potential partners in your life that you have to decide. So it's a duality. It's all about duality energy. So the advice here is to be careful what to choose, because Gemini is going to bring you a lot of opportunities during this period. I just remind yourself as a reminder that Jupiter in Gemini will stay in Gemini until June 2025. So a lot of opportunities. So check the house where is falling your birth chart. A lot of opportunities will come in your way, but because we have a square with Saturn, it means that a lot of opportunities are coming into your life, but at the same time we have Saturn that is like putting a brake. Putting a brake is like I have these pictures like driving with the parking brakes, with the parking brake on. So it's putting like a parking brake, Saturn, and it's Saturn energy. It's a reflective energy. It's energy of closure. What does it mean? That in this period you might go through a specific closure in your life. Saturn, it's all about the lesson that you have to learn in this life. It's all about karma. It's all about soul contract. It's all about challenges, mainly internal challenges that nobody is seeing, because Saturn is in the 12th house. internal challenges that we need to face internally. So it's like an internal change that is needed in order to connect with our authenticity. So it might be that this Saturn energy is bringing, as I said before, a lot of reflective energy because it's in the 12th house, a lot of inner investigation, but also a lot of closure, because the more you investigate inside yourself, the more you need to think who can come in the new phase of your life, and who you need to leave behind, and who you need to say, no, I'm sorry, we are not anymore friends, no, I'm sorry, I need to quit this marriage, this relationship, and move on. Saturn in Pisces, it's also an energy that is connecting us to our spirituality. So it's really important during this period to really understand how far we have been going through our spiritual development, because the more we understand, the more we evolve, the more we are really spinning up our ascension to the fifth dimension. So it's really important to understand, okay, on my spiritual journey, what I'm learning thanks to Saturn, and of course the lesson about your spiritual journey will be as well in the house that is transiting in your that is passing by in your birth chart. Then second theme is about, I would say, be responsible with your energy. What does it mean that? So we have Jupiter in Gemini. That you need to keep in mind if you check the transit in your birth chart. That is Jupiter in Gemini is next to Mars in Gemini, and these two energies together, they can bring a lot of big talking, being multitasking, wanting to experiment a lot of things. So there might be a tension between Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, that they want to expand, to experiment a lot, and from the other side Saturn, that it's all about being quiet, be reflective. So it's a dichotomy, it's a tension between Saturn in Pisces, it's all about intuition, and on the other side it's about Mars and Jupiter, it's about the mind that cannot stop. So here the advice would be, in your personal life and your business, for example, would be, where am I going to place my energy in order not to burn out, for example? So the solution here will be mindful with your choices, because the energy will be too much erratic, that you need to be mindful, otherwise you might risk to burn out. Okay? Then third theme, it's about distractions, because Mars in Gemini and Jupiter in Gemini, it's all about saying yes to a million of things, saying yes to a lot of things. Yes, I want to do that, I want to do that. So it's a lot of distraction coming to your way. And I can understand. Sometimes this distraction might be, might be useful to you, might be perceived useful to you, because you are facing a difficult period in your life. For example, you are going through a divorce. But also here, keep in mind that they are just a distraction towards your final destination. So you need really to understand that a lot of distraction are coming in your ways, and how is the solution? The solution is connect to your body, in order also to avoid mental health issue, for example, because Jupiter in Gemini, it's all about the mind, and the mind during the upcoming 14 months till June 2025 will be overwhelmed a lot with a lot of information, a lot of ideas, a lot of solutions, a lot of talking with people and so on. So the solution here is connect to your body, do a lot of breath work, do a lot of grounding, because it's gonna help you a lot in decision making, because when you're rooted, is like you're a tree, and then a lot of things are popping up in your life, but because you're rooted and you're mindful, you can say intuitively, okay, this is for me, this is not for me. Okay, you might ask yourself, you might ask me, okay, Cinzia, okay, what if I made the wrong choice? Well, the universe is helping us, because if, for example, assume that you made the wrong choice next week during the upcoming full moon, you have the possibility to rectify your choice, because in between 24 and 25th of December 2024, we have another square between Jupiter and between Saturn, but in this case Saturn is stronger, because Saturn will not be anymore retrograde, so will be direct, and in this case Jupiter will be retrograde. So in this case it's like you will feel more in alignment with yourself, and you can rectify your choice that maybe you made a mistake in the previous month. As I said, we have like the interaction between Jupiter and Saturn will be free, and the first will be the 19th of August during the full moon in Aquarius. The second will be 25th of December, when you have the choice to be more in alignment with yourself and rectify your choices. The third will be in June 2025, when Jupiter will be in Cancer at 1 degree, and Saturn will be in Aries at 1 degree. In this case, the energy is like you will feel the need to be calm and think slowly before to take a decision. And the last interaction will be in November 2025, when Jupiter will be always in Cancer, but Saturn will be in Pisces at 25 degrees. And in this case, we don't have anymore a square, but we have a trine. So there is finally something will click. There is finally a resolution. So what does it mean that we are going, everyone on a collective level, we are going through a process, I would say an internal process, because it's focusing on the 12th house. We are going to an internal process. I mean, it's focusing on the 12th house, meaning the Pisces are representing the 12th house, so the house of introspection, isolation, intuition. And we are going through a process, an internal process, that it's an ongoing process, and we're gonna find a final resolution only in November 2025. So the main message here is be flexible over the next 14 months, and avoid any kind of expectation. And you will notice, you will feel it, that in November 2025 the main energy will be, thanks God that I trusted my intuition and didn't took that specific path, for example. I trust that this information was useful. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to not miss the other video. Thanks so much for the support, and let me know in the comment what will be your emotion, your feelings in the upcoming 14 months, because that's gonna help me during my studies in astrology. So thank you very much.